Hello and welcome. I'm Mallika Kapur, Deputy Global Editor of Bloomberg Live, and I am delighted to introduce our next guest. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Valentino, Jacopo Venturini. Jacopo, thank you so much for joining us. You took on your new role as CEO of the company of Valentino on the 1st of June, 2020. I think it's fair to say that the first year threw in a couple of surprises for you. Tell us, what was the impact of the pandemic on Valentino, on the business, particularly with regards to store closures, and where do you stand in reopening your stores now?
Well, first of all, it's a little bit complicated to tell you about the opening and the closure, since it was an on and off from the beginning. As you know, everything started with the lockdown of China, and then in February, and then in January, February, and then it starts Europe, and then we have been to a situation of open and close during all 2020, and even in 2021. In Europe, for example, just to give you an example, from mid-December to mid-April, England was all closed, for example, until mid-May. From, again, mid-December, Germany was entirely closed, Italy was on and off. Nowadays, there was a moment in 2021 where, in 2020, by the end of March, we have like half of our store completely closed. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, we have, everything is quite open except for what we call Southeast Asia, so Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia, and also Japan. They are in a situation of on and off lockdown.
Well, what you did, and what many of us have had to do, is turn to digitization, isn't it? And you've incorporated a very heavy online strategy. Going forward, how important will online sales be, you think, compared to, say, physical store sales? And how important will your strategy of moving toward the digital future be going forward?
Well, from the very beginning, we tried to, let's say, not to get by this situation, but to find the way to make a very difficult situation into opportunities. So technology was very important to make us being faster, smarter, but even closer during the pandemic. And just to give you an example of what we think about being closer and adding a human touch to technology that can, of course, enhance the relationship with the final customer, we have humanizing the digital experience with several ideas. For example, one was We Are Not Really Stranger, that we launched in January 2021 during, of course, the pandemic, which was a card game based on intimacy, in which our community can entertain and interact by discovering each other's personalities. The first video of this recorded 5.5 million organic views. On top of that, during the pandemic, we entertained our community on Instagram and other digital with the world of literature, for example, with book by Elsa Mojimbo, The Alphabet for Kids and Adults. And as a first time in contemporary fashion advertising, there was a literary campaign with Donna Tartt. And to bring our community together. We also did, in the world of poetry, We launched online reading with Rapu Kaur, and on the music scene, we went live concert with profile name with like Alicia Keys. So
that's right. You've had a very busy year, yes, in terms of your digital strategy. But I wanted to switch our attention to sustainability, and I know you're a big advocate of that personally. And as far as the brand is concerned, fashion is one of the most polluting industries in the world, but Valentino has developed a reputation for being a green brand. If you had to pick the one step you all have taken towards sustainability, what is the one decision you've taken as a business that's helped you be much more sustainable than you were before?
So let's say that first of all, our mantra is very much to preserve and to give back. Give back. I think that one of the first very important big step that Valentino made was in 2013, which was kind of pioneering with other few brands. And when Valentino joined the Greenpeace Detox Solution Commitment in the mission to eliminate all the dangerous chemical from our supply chain, and agreed on zero deforestation commitment project to help to protect our life-giving waterways and rainforests. As a result of this, we have reduced approximately by 63% of our chemical substances in the production. Then, of course, as you know, we just communicate that we are going to be fur-free from the end of 2021 in terms of production. And from spring, summer...
Yes, to announce that you're going for free, that is a huge step. But a lot of people would ask you, you know, you've decided to go for free, but of course you're still using leather. So can you truly be a green brand if you continue to use leather?
Well, I think that you cannot decide to be a green brand one day from the other. It's a process, and we are committing to be as sustainable as possible, because we truly believe that this is the only direction that we can grow. But at the same time, you're not becoming fully sustainable on one leap. You're going to do it step by step. So we are going alpaca free, for example, from spring summer 2022. We are working on the viscose, and we are already in a virtuous viscose supplier for 70% of our production. We have launched, and that will be in the store, our iconic Ziken, which is what we call open for Unchange, which is totally recyclable. And we have a plan to give back, which I think it's a very important element. Just to give you an example, plant trees wherever we are in order to give back to the planet what we took off. And another example of that is the campaign, charity advertising campaign that we made during the pandemic based on empathy with our friends of the house. Everybody gave their fee to Hospital Spallanzani in Rome, which is the Italian hub fighting against COVID-19. So to me, the concept of giving back, it's very important.
In 2018, you know, there was a lot of controversy over Burberry because they burnt their excess stock. What do you do with your surplus stock?
First of all, we don't burn, which is something very important. And then, of course, I mean, nowadays there are, we are really thinking on upcycling the product. So there are processes in the company of brainstorming on how to upcycling the product. It's something that, of course, it's something very new, and we are thinking about that, and we are working very seriously about that. And I'm not ready to tell you how, when, and in which way, but definitely it's something that we will do.
Okay, well, we're going to look forward to hearing more from you about that when you're ready to tell us. Jacopo Venturini, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us today.
Really a pleasure for me. Thank you to you. Thank you.